So everyone that's joined, thank you so much. We are the African Safari Excellence team, and we're very excited to bringing you 4 amazing suppliers today and bringing you great destination training on Tarangire National Park. It's about 3 hours from Arusha. I won't steal the thunder for those who have joined, because you'll hear great information from our 4 amazing suppliers. So we're very excited to kick off today with Eddie or Edwin, and he's going to kick off what's going to be an amazing hour of training. So over to you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lisa. How's it, everybody? Just going to quickly share the screen here. Here we go.
Now we can see.
All right,
Thank
all right,
you.
perfect, everybody.
Right.
Thank you very much, man. Nice to meet all of you. My name is Eddie. I've got the absolute privilege to look after Namali sales for them in Southern Africa, and I've been involved with them for quite a few years. Absolutely love them. Yeah, and I think, you know, if you also look at some of us that own these representation companies, I always make a joke and just say, you know, we just want to work with nice people. We really don't want to work with owners that's not fully committed to this thing. You know, so absolutely amazing to deal with Namali. It's a wonderful family that owns it, based in Tanzania, Tanzanian family, and has been around there for many years. You'll see it at Namali. I think it's one of those portfolios that has just struck it absolutely right in terms of value for money, the level of luxury that you find in it, and then just a little bit of, you know, a bit of fun as well, a bit of adventure. So you'll see that we're concentrating on all of these sights, sounds, smells, tastes, touch. We try and get you a little bit closer to the African experience, which is absolutely amazing. Here you'll see, I mean, today, obviously, we're going to talk about Tarangire, and not just because we're presenting it today, but honestly, one of my most favorite parks, just purely because of the amount of elephants, obviously my favorite animal, but also just because of that river that's meandering through the park. It feels like you get a little bit closer to the sightings. The roads are a little bit more windy, opposed to when you leave from here and you go into the Serengeti and you've got these long roads. So for me, just and I think it's these little hills in between. So Tarangire, absolutely beautiful with those vantage points. We've got 3 properties in Tanzania, up in the Mara and also in central Serengeti, which connects nicely with it. But for this one here, you'll see that we're going to talk about Namali Tarangire, which is on the northeastern side of the park. So when you come, it's when you come from Arusha, you enter through the main gate, and then you drive into the WMA, which, for those of you that might not know, it's a wildlife management area. What makes it quite nice is that we have access to the park. There are obviously no boundaries between us and the park, but where we are, we've got we can also do full night game drives. I mean, for example, like after dinner, even we go out for drives and walks and everything, because we're on a private concession within the WMA, which makes it quite special in that area. Right, then just the family that we spoke about. So Primo, that's sitting on top of the vehicle, whose face you can't see, but he's always in charge of operations. And Joe, who's at the driver's door, she will be looking, well, she looks after all of the reservations and all of the sort of a little bit more behind the scenes, with both of their partners also being closely involved in the business. But yeah, lovely family out of Arusha. So just to quickly, just to tell you, I mean, we're about 2.5 hours by road from Arusha. So it's absolutely fantastic. You can do your first night stay over in Arusha, depending on what time your flight lands, or you can come out directly to Tarangire. Of course, you can fly into Kuro or into Manyara airstrip, which is not too far from us as well, about 1.5 hours. But I really like it to say to people, I think you should drive into to Tarangire. It's just getting a little bit of a feel of the country, and maybe you do a little bit of your drive from there again to the crater, to that sort of region, and then perhaps you want to fly, when you're doing the longer distances, but get a nice mix between the two of them. This one, Tarangire, Namali, we're gonna. We only got 8 tented suites, and then we also got 2 family suites. It's got its own bedrooms on each side, so 2 bedrooms and a living area in the middle with its own private plunge pool. Really, really stunning. And then we also added one new addition for this season now. So we opened it in May this year. So we've got a new star bed, a normal room with a star bed. Unfortunately, we don't have images of that yet. But that will come soon. And then most importantly, we've got an underground hide here, which I just think is incredible. And I'll show you some photos of it now. I just want to quickly show you a very, very quick video on this. All right. Whoops. There we go. So just to inspire you a little bit, video is always just, it gives you such a nice idea of where we are. So I'm going to run through this relatively quickly, but here you'll see we've got a dry riverbed behind the lodge. You'll see all of the rooms are on the dry riverbed, which is absolutely amazing when that water comes thundering through every now and again. And then that's the main area in the middle. And then we look out towards that underground hide that we've got. Here you'll get a very nice idea. We've got a raised deck in the front of the pool here. So you sit on the top, you have a couple of drinks, and then when there's when animals come through, you quickly run down the stairs into the safe zone. And I'll show you now. You get right up close to the animals. This is our main area. Beautiful lounge on the one side, dining room on the other side there. Very cozy, very, very open with these high ceilings and fans. Makes it really for a cool experience during the day. So that's why you find also when people do 2 nights, they might, one of the days they actually just spend, the second day they will just spend with us, do drives around us, and just lays by the pool and use that underground hide. The rooms also, you'll see that we've got, it's tent, but we've got these beautiful tiled floors. We've now upgraded all the rooms that we've got. We've got Wi-Fi in the rooms. We've got fridges there now, telephones. So really all the amenities you need in there. And then through that door, get a beautiful bathroom. And it's a style that we've brought through at all the different properties, where it's a little bit more, well, it's that glass and canvas and steel mixture, which really gives it a nice solid feeling in the back there. Really beautiful. And then this is in our main area again. You'll see that underground hide. I must say to you, I mean, it's one thing that I don't think a lot of people know, but this, as far as I could know, James, you could maybe correct us, but it's the first underground hide in Tanzania that I know about. We could not find out about anyone else yet, but it's incredible. You walk down, you sit, you look through that those small little windows at the bottom. And this is what you'll see from there. And I mean, and this photo on the right will show you that I'm really a professional presenter, because everybody should have a photo in that the whole crowd goes, "Ah, that's beautiful." So that is amazing. Yeah, you can literally take it with your phone from down there. We're getting lions, leopards, everything coming to visit there, because that is also one of the only constant sources of water during the dry season. So that just makes it incredible. We get a lot of animals out there. And then just to run through it very, very briefly, but I mean, activities at Namali, obviously here the big advantage, we can do night game drives, but we can also do the walking from here. At all of our lodges, we've got the spa therapies, but they come out to your room, come and do it right there. Of course, we do hot air balloon flights from there. We absolutely love doing all of these sort of private little events. So if we can set up drinks for your guests, or if we can do a special bush dinner or bush breakfast, anything like that, we absolutely love it. We just really believe the more effort we put in like that, obviously it doesn't cost money, so it's quite easy to do. And then lastly, also one of just reaching towards the end with kids also at Namali, we allow kids of all ages at the properties under 6 years old. We just say they should have their own private vehicle for the game drives. But otherwise from that, we're quite happy to have kids, and we got loads of programs for them. We really try and look after them, from at the camp's point of view. And I mean, if for those of you already who's got kids and who travel with your kids up there, I promise you'll see a light go on in their eyes. Absolutely amazing. And then just to finish off with it, I want to just show you the rack rate sheet quickly. We do both full board and rack and game packages. So full board, obviously, where you come in with a vehicle with a local DMC, with the company that you drive in. Otherwise, if you want to fly in, of course, with your inbound, like for example, like Safari Excellence, when you come in, when you fly in, we also got the game packages, so you can utilize our vehicles and our guides. We do that as well. So, but I mean, just in terms of rack rates, if you have a look at that, it's exceptional value. And then we also got the long stay rates and those sort of things that we always try and have in there. And I think that's about it. That's my story. I don't know if you got any questions, or otherwise, if you want to keep it to the end.
Thank you. I also just want to welcome those that joined a little bit late, and obviously that was Eddie or Edwin from Namali and Tarangire. Thank you. That was great.
Cool. You're welcome.
Does anyone have questions? No? Anybody?
Oh.
Maybe towards the end. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for arranging it. It's amazing. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. I hope everyone learned something, and everyone's going to be booking Namali soon. And then on to James. James is from Lamala, and he's also presenting on Mpingo Ridge. And I have to say, I was actually in Mpingo Ridge in June, and it is phenomenal. I mean, the views, the food, the sweets, just absolutely amazing. So you can't go wrong also booking the property. So James, over to you.
Well, that's very kind of everybody. Eddie, thank you. I was actually at Namali for the big birding competition a couple of years ago. We had a great time and great food. Guys, I'm Tarangire. I'm going to try and distill a lifetime into 15 minutes, which is not going to be that easy. Just a quick recap. As part of the Lamala brand, we're very proud of how we reacted to COVID. I won't give you all the details, but I think we surfed the problems well. We looked after the travel trade. We looked after our guests that did come to us, and we looked after our staff incredibly well. If you take a look at anything on TripAdvisor, for example, you always notice how happy our staff are. That's partly because we paid them so flipping well. So everybody was receiving full salaries by 2021. 2021, we paid a 13th paycheck for Christmas. In actual fact, last year we paid our junior staff 5 paychecks in December. So we looked after everybody very well, and we won a lot of awards in the meantime. So COVID, as much far as possible, was actually quite gentle to us. In terms of where we operate, just to let you know that we have 2 specific layers to our brand on purpose. So we have Lamala lodges, which come with more infrastructure, and the tented camps, which are perhaps more authentically safari. That's not to say that one is right and one is wrong. It's just that, as you all know, guests have different tastes. So for people that need a little bit more of the creature comforts, the lodges suit them. That comes at a higher price point slightly. And for people that want a more authentic safari experience with where you smell and hear Africa as well as simply see it, then the tented camps work really, really well. In relation to Mpingo Ridge, I've chosen this slide on purpose. For any of you that are tempted to look at travel distances and timings using Google Docs, please don't. Please check with ASE first. This map and Google Docs will tell you it takes 2.5 hours rather, to get from Arusha Central to Lamar and Mpingo Ridge. It actually takes about 3.5 to 4 hours because they don't take into account the fact that when you drive through the gate here, you will be seeing wildlife and wanting to stop. So about a 4.5 hour drive. It takes about 3 hours on tarmac to get to here where you turn off, come into the park here, and then an hour's game drive through to Lamar and Mpingo Ridge. Now, Mpingo Ridge, very simply because we are on a ridge. We're about 300 meters above the valley floor. This photograph is taken by drone looking back at the lodge from out over the valley.
Sorry, James, the presentation's not moving.
Oh, it is my end. Let me stop and start again.
Maybe you can just change the display settings.
And now?
No.
So it's just shit. What page are you seeing?
Still the first screen.
The landing screen saying Lamala and Tarangire.
Yes.
Lord.
So James, we don't see the presenter screen. We see all your slides on the side. So just before you go to animate. So I don't know if you must just switch the two screens around, maybe.
You're seeing this page. Is that moving now?
No.
No. You just need to click actually on the slide, and then you can move it with your arrow down.
But I'm moving at my end. Okay, Lisa, you have this this downloaded, yeah? Could you go from your end rather than waste time?
Okay, hold on a sec.
I'll stop sharing. But it's all fine my side.
Yeah, got it. Hold on a sec.
Okay, so I can't drive this. Would you mind advancing the slides? Gotcha. I think we need to go. Keep going, please. And one more. Okay, so I think I'll pick from here. Mpingo Ridge is about 300 meters above the valley floor. The Tarangire River is to the east of us, which means that all of the rooms bar two face east, which means they face the rising sun. So we have sunrise views. The advantage of the location is Tarangire at 4,000. Here we're about 4,000 feet. The bottom of the valley is about 3,400. Sorry, 3,200. It is a warm park, which is why we have so many baobab trees. So it's a semi-arid park, and it gets quite warm. Being 300 meters up on the top of this escarpment ridge here, we have a cooling breeze. Second advantage is that Tarangire does have tsetse fly. Need to be honest about it. The guides do tend to know where they congregate and avoid those areas. But this cooling breeze from the valley floor does actually keep the tsetse flies away. So we don't have any tsetse fly in camp. Like all of the Marla lodges, you should understand that my wife runs the company, so she's literally and figuratively my boss. She has a bit of a fetish for indoor and outdoor bathrooms. So in Mpingo Ridge, we have an outdoor shower, plus as you see here, an outdoor tub. So that comes with all the rooms. In addition, if you can see this cutaway area here, which is a nice couch area to rest at during the day, that also converts into a day bed, which we can set up for nice romantic interludes looking down at the valley floor. Could you hit advance, please? That's very slow on my side. So as I say, it's 3 hours to the park, and then about 40 minutes to an hour's game drive. And then you can, as Eddie said earlier, you can also use Kuru Airstrip. Kuru Airstrip is about 40 minutes to an hour's drive northwards from the airstrip to reach Mpinga Ridge. So it is equally convenient for full board and FB packages and GP packages. We have a total of 15 tents, including two bedroom tents. All the Lamala lodges have some things in common. So we're very committed to our solar and to our water filtration systems. Swimming pool on site, as you can see, there's the daybed set up for a romantic interlude, and we have 1 2-bedroom unit here that you can see in circle in the middle. I am hurrying up, Lisa, promise. Please go ahead. In terms of extra activities that can't be found elsewhere, at the Mala we have a specifically close relationship with a Maasai chief called Lobolo. He's the youngest chieftain in Tanzania. He is a Maasai chieftain in Tanzania, rather. He is enlightened. We do a lot of our girl-child education and the sanitary pad, reusable sanitary pad project that will operate through him in order to target young girl children in particular and usher them through school. We also employ heavily from here, which means that we have probably the most authentic Maasai Boma experience in the whole of northern Tanzania. One more, please. A bit like Eddie, we also operate night game drives, although we are the only people able to operate nighttime game drives within the national park. So as you can see, we're actually inside Tarangire National Park. That, I believe, is the last slide. From Tanzania, Asante, I'm sorry for the technical glitch. That's very regrettable. It won't be repeated again. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out via ASE to me. I'm very, very happy to answer anybody's questions. Thank you.
Thank you, James. You still had 6 minutes. You did very well.
Okay, so I was going with your advancing slide.
No, cool. Does anyone have questions on the amazing property? No, did a great job. Thank you, James. Now we are going over to Melissa from Cilia, and she's going to be presenting on Oliver's in Tarangire. I see Melissa is online, so if you can show yourself and then you can start. Over to you.
Hi, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Yes, I'm seeing those. I'm just making sure that I share the correct screen now. Why? Oh, that's what I'm doing. Apologies, I'm being a nutter. There we go. Hopefully you can see Oliver's camp on your screen. Awesome, seeing all of those thumbs up, yes, and a bunch of hearts. Thanks, everybody. I am sadly not in the bush like James. I'm very envious of him. I am sitting in the office at the moment. Okay, let me not waffle on and take over those extra 6 minutes that we got. Let's just get rid of a couple of things here. Okay, so Oliver's. The wonderful Tarangire, as you've already heard from the first 2 presenters here, Tarangire is such a special park. I honestly would recommend always including it on the northern Tanzania circuit. There really is no reason to exclude it, unless you're super pressed for time, but even then, it really is such an amazing park to go to. And as the others would have already mentioned, you know, I look at the slide where I'm going, why choose Oliver's? And our location is definitely one of them. A couple of the others here is, we're all fortunate to have that. Beautiful landscapes, those incredible baobab trees, the wildlife is superb. The walking safaris are very special. And as both previous presenters have mentioned those night game drives as well. It is one of the best reasons really for including Tarangire in that Northern Tanzania circuit is if somebody is saying to you, if your client is saying to you, I am desperate to do a night game drive, make sure that they include Tarangire because it's the best, and well, you can't do them in the Serengeti, so it really is important to do this. And then Oliver's itself, a beautiful, beautiful location. We are in the remote southern region of Tarangire. Just trying to find myself here. There we go. So I've included a couple of maps here just to give you an idea. Oliver's being over here in terms of the park. So your park gate being further north. And I've also included a Google map where you can see Oliver's is here. We're about to hear from Sanctuary, who are approximately over here. Mpingo Ridge, you've just heard from as well, and Namali. Too. So ASE have been very clever, thank you Lisa, in choosing 4 very different locations as well within Tarangire to allow us to really highlight the amazing park that we have at play here. So Oliver's, as James mentioned as well, please don't look at distances on Google Maps. It just never works out well. So from Arusha to that park gate, to Oliver's itself, you're looking at between 4 and 5 hours. From the park gate itself to Oliver's is technically 2 hours, but that's if you see absolutely no wildlife, which is pretty much unheard of. So we say 2 to 3 hours because it really depends on how much fun you're having once you enter that park. And there is just so much to see. So then just getting into the camp itself here, Oliver's is a seasonal camp. We open it mid-May to mid-March, closing it when it hits that major rainy season, but that is also the time when we manage to do all of our guide training at Oliver's as well. So we do guide refresher courses while the camp is closed to guests. Here it is one of our larger camps at 15 tents, but I'll explain a little bit about that going on when I move on to the next slide. I'm going to go through all the details that are featured on the slide, but just want to highlight that for us, unlike Namali, we don't have children of all ages here. It is 5 years and above only. And then I've given you those driving times. So if you're on full board, we do offer game package here as well. And in that case, you would be, once you land at Kuro airstrip, about an hour from the airstrip. And then, oh, sorry, I am being, there we go. So a bit of a layout in terms of the camp. When I'm talking about those 15 tents, I just wanted to explain that they are split up quite well. We've basically got what we categorize quite literally as big side and small side. So small side having 5 tents and its own lounge and dining tent, and then big side having 10 tents split into 2 sides of 5 tents, each with their own lounge and dining tent as well, which means that it's quite easy to feel that sense of exclusivity still, even within a camp of 15 tents. We also have a central pool area, which is absolutely beautiful and critical in the heat of the day in Tarangire. It does seriously get hot here. So the pool deck, beautiful sundowners to be had here, lovely bar area as well, and we can set this up with private dining. Also a walkway joining those 2 sides of the camp to make it a little bit easier for guests to move between them and to allow the wildlife to not be impeded as well and to be able to wander freely beneath that walkway as well. Then I've included, just to give some harsh contrast between some professional photographs, I've included a couple of my own. Not all of these are mine, so we haven't got to them yet. You'll be able to spot them when, quite obviously, I'm sure. There will be no prizes for guessing. But just to give you an idea, this camp has so many different areas for dining, for relaxation, for wildlife viewing, for sundowners. So at the main side, the big side, we've got this double-decker main area different lounge areas, dining areas. On the upper area, we've got a beautiful lounge area with lovely views. We can also set this up for a lovely romantic dinner. And then further down from this, we've got the sundowner deck, which we also use. It's got a separate level down below this where we have breakfast every morning and watch the wildlife coming past before going out on game drives. And then we've also got the baobab deck, which is often set up for groups and also final night celebrations as well, where the team love to give everybody a really, really good send-off. But we also love this. We absolutely love doing surprise setups. So I can tell you, if I'm not running out of time, I can tell you a very quick story. This is my photograph, which you might have been able to tell. So is this. This was arriving at Oliver's on a rainy day, having our briefing, looking at the beautiful table set up for us out there, and then watching the poor team as the rain came down, rushing all of this inside, and then the rain stopped and rushing it all back outside again. They were quite incredible. I really felt for them, but we did ultimately manage to eat out here with the lanterns burning, and it was absolutely beautiful. This little setup here has a story that I probably shouldn't be telling publicly. Out in a magnificent game drive all morning, seeing incredible wildlife, and heading towards camp for lunch, and thinking to myself, I am desperate for a bath now. But we're not that far from camp. I can hold it. We're great. And then we rounded the corner to this setup with a chef cooking a beautiful hot lunch, the team all very excited. And I was both elated and horrified all at once. But anyway, that's what bush toilets are for, right? And they also love setting up beautiful things like this. When you round the corner after doing a beautiful walking safari and you arrive, you're thinking, because of course the team loves to, I don't want to say lie, but they like to keep you guessing. So they love to tell you that at the end of your walking safari, they're going to fetch you and take you back to camp and you're going to have dinner, or they'll tell you you're walking back to camp, or some story like that. And you will round the corner and here will be a beautiful drink set up facing in the right direction for stunning sundowners. Daniel, our camp manager here, loves to then tell you beautiful stories, usually about the community projects, about our conservation and so on. And it's something really, really special as well. And then getting into the actual camp itself, where you would be staying when you're a guest at Oliver's, which you really want to be, trust me. Here, our tents can be set up as doubles or twins. We can also do triple setups as well. And we do have a family tent, indoor and outdoor showers, beautiful private verandas. So just to give you an idea of what the layout would be on your typical double tent, you're looking at your bedroom, a little writing desk, beautiful veranda, and then your bathroom with an outdoor shower and an indoor shower. If you've got the family room, this is not suitable for couples, for two couples traveling together. It really is just for mom, dad, and the kids. It's not quite like the Impingo Ridge setup here at all. So parents' room is exactly the same as our double tents would be, and then a smaller room for the children set up with two twin beds. And then this just gives you an idea. It's got canvas outer to it, beautiful thatched roof as well, flagstone floors, and it honestly is so comfortable and lovely. Tarangire is, as I said, it gets really hot during the day, but those temperatures do drop at night, and there often is a hot water bottle waiting for you in the bed, which you it depends which month you're staying there. Sometimes you find it welcome, and sometimes you're tossing it out as fast as possible because you just want to feel those cool sheets on rather. But beautiful, you can open up those flaps and just have the mesh between you and nature if you would like to as well. But a very, very comfortable tent to be sleeping in. And then getting into our activities here. So obviously game drives, night drives, walking safaris. So here, if you're on game package, game drives, night drives, walking safaris are all included. If you're on full board, You would be doing your game drives in your own vehicle with the guide that you arrived with, and then night drives and walking safaris would be at an extra cost. Just going into that, your wildlife, now you can start guessing where the professional ones and where mine are, and there are no prizes. As you know, Ellies. It is known for the Ellies. You can expect to see elephants everywhere you go in Tarangire, and it is just so incredibly special. James is absolutely right. You will also find the tsetse fly all over the place, but I would never let that stop me from experiencing Tarangire because it's worth it. And if you know how to manage it, and your guide always knows the best places to go, as James mentioned, so they will always manage to get you as far away from them as possible. But just it's good to manage expectations. But Ellies aren't the only wildlife. There's also your big cats to be found here, tons of giraffe, and I love giraffes myself, loads of buffalo, and tons of birds, at least 550 different birding species here as well. Walking safaris are just beautiful. These are seasonal, please remember that. There are times where the grass is just too high, the bush is too dense. Generally between January and June, you cannot be certain, and we will always notify you in advance. We would let ASE know so that they can let you know as well. If walking safaris aren't going to be possible, it's good to manage expectations there. But you honestly can often get really up close with the wildlife. Plus, it's an opportunity for your guide to show you the smaller creatures that you often can't see or really appreciate from the vehicle. Night game drives also incredibly special from Oliver's. I have seen some magnificent sightings here. This leopard was within 10 minutes of leaving the camp. I could have just gone back and had my Amarula coffee straight after that. I was enriched. I didn't need to see more, and yet I did. So I'm glad we didn't go straight back to camp, but a really beautiful experience. And then last but not least, our community and conservation involvement is absolutely critical. This camp, it is possible for your guests, your clients, to be able to book a presentation from a Tarangire Lion Research Initiative. The team will come through to the camp. They will spend some time with your guests explaining what they're doing, the importance as well. And from here, we often operate our Twende Perini. Twende Perini means let's go to the bush. We annually choose a group of school children to go and spend 5 days in one of our camps, and we often use Oliver's because it's well set up for this. And we use this opportunity to educate them about wildlife, about the importance of wildlife and tourism and conservation. And often we will land up with children who've been through Twende Perini actually becoming guides and landing up working for Acilia later on, which is such a they really make for beautiful stories hearing of the impact of these initiatives. And we also do a lot of work here with the community to, counteract the typical human wildlife issues that are faced in Tarangire, and working with the community on income streams and on protecting crucial wildlife corridors as well. And that, in a nutshell, is Oliver's in Tarangire, and we really hope that we can welcome some of your guests here in the future and look forward to working with more with ASE and with all of your guests.
Thank you, Melissa. That was absolutely great. Wonderful.
Absolute pleasure.
Does anyone have any questions? Well, we look forward to sending many clients there. So it looks amazing. Thank you. Right, guys. Hope everyone's still there. We're going to be introducing Purity now from Sanctuary, and she's going to be presenting on Swala. I see she is online. So over to you, Purity. Purity, you can introduce yourself and start. Okay, guys, I'm not sure if Purity can hear me, but she is online, I see. Purity, there you go. Aha, Purity, we just can't hear you. Yeah, Purity, we can't hear you. We can see your presentation.
Hello,
There we
hello.
go.
Oh, good. I got it.
Hello. Thank
My
you.
mute thing had hanged for a second.
Cool. Do you want to just show yourself or maybe after the presentation?
Sorry?
Do you want everyone to see your lovely face or do you want to do it after the
Yeah,
presentation?
you can see my happy face.
Yes.
It's gonna video.
My happy face is you there now.
Can you see it now?
No, we can see the presentation, but you can start with the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Hello, everyone. My name is Purity, Regional Sales Manager for East Africa, Sanctuary East Africa, that's Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Can you see my face now? Hello?
No.
Okay. Anyway, I think I was having some upgrade on my laptop, so let's just, I will show my face. I'll take a photo and send it at some point to everyone. Sorry for that. Purity is my name, Regional Sales Manager, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Thank you so much, Lisa, for organizing this. I will quickly take up my 10-15 minutes to actually take you through our beautiful camp in Tarangire, that's a sanctuary Swala. As you know, in Tanzania, we have other properties, but Swala actually starts the entire circuit in Tanzania, sitting in Tarangire National Park. As you can see from the map, that's where Tarangire is. And I loved the presentation from Pingo, our competitors, Oliver's and Nimali. Thank you so much for putting all these things together. So this is Swala in Tarangire. It's a beautiful small camp with only 12 tents set in a corner at the boundary of Tarangire National Park. The beauty part about
Purity, your presentation's not moving. Ah, there we go. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So do I need to go back there? Can you see that, the Tanzania map on the screen? Lisa?
Yes.
Is it there? Okay, good. Yeah, so that's Swala in Tarangire National Park. It's actually set on at the boundary of Tarangire National Park. And the beauty part about the location for Swala is that we have actually 2 swamps near the camp. So that means the concentration of wildlife in the area is quite big. So basically, I will take you through this very quickly. We have 12 open plan canvas tents at Swala. And among the amenities that we offer, we have gym, yoga bags in all the rooms. We just recently reintroduced a swimming pool, which we had closed a couple of years back. I think we've operated without a pool for like 6 years because the elephants had actually become more smarter than us. So we've actually come up with a way of dealing with them. So we've reintroduced the pool, and the swimming pool was opened 1st of June this year. So now we have a swimming pool. So we've discovered that actually at night, the elephants can enjoy the whiskey by the pool, and during the day, they'll be busy sleeping. So the pool is there and very usable now. We don't have really a lot of issues with the elephants. Then, of course, we have our philanthropy projects, like we have a school that we support. We have a community that we also support just in the neighborhood. And among the other activities that we do at Swala is the usual game drives within Tarangire National Park. Just like Mpingo and Oliver's, we also do night game drives, walking safaris, and also hot air balloon. Our night game drives and walking safaris are quite popular. And every time we have a challenge with the long grass, and our clients can't actually do the walking safari, they really don't, they get agitated. So it's quite a popular activity. And all these activities actually come at an extra charge of $95. So if you're at get $95 per activity. So we also do bush activities. We also we do the bush dinners and picnics and set up beautiful sundowners in the park. As you all know, Tarangire National Park is known for the large concentration of animals. It's actually like when we have the migration of wildebeest in Kenya, in Masai Mara, we have the migration of elephants. Like every now and then you actually stuck during the game drive, you stopped by the road before you cross by thousands and thousands of elephants. So it's such a beautiful place for the LA lovers. So typically, we do welcome all kids from 6 years and above. And as per our child policy, from 6 years to 15, they all pay child rate. And of course, if we were to accept kids close our policy, the company, 6 years and below, they don't pay for accommodation. We host them on our account, but 6 years to 15 years, they pay child rate. So we accept kids from 6 years and above across all our properties in Tanzania. And all the camps are closed in April and May. So Swala is not operational in April and May. Then just to show you that's typically how the rooms look like, very spacious. We actually have an indoor and an outdoor shower. So on a good hot day in Tarangire, you actually want to enjoy an outdoor shower, whereby you at times would actually just set an elephant to just come and help scrub your back. So that's the beauty part about Swala, is that it's actually very good for honeymooners. So with the outdoor shower and the indoor shower comes in handy. And that's actually the main area. So during breakfast on the deck, and dinners are all served inside. So typically this is our breakfast setup or even lunch setup. And we have a water hole that is frequent. By a good day, it becomes like a whole event whereby you have buffaloes, you have elephants coming to the water hole, you have impalas and all. And if you're lucky enough, in the evening, you'll actually get to see like to frequent the water hole. So of course, when it comes to that point, the elephants will give way, and the buffaloes and all, and they'll give way to the get to enjoy some whiskey and then get back into the park. So I will quickly show you how the rooms and the main area looks like. So then you have at least an idea of where the pool is. So that's the main area of, that's our main bar. It's all nice and open. So it's not a hassle to get your gin and tonic. We have a beautiful boma, and actually by the background, you can see some elephants walking. That's where we set our breakfast and lunch with a view of the swamp and the savannah. And of course, an elephant just walking in there to check on whether there's something ready for breakfast or lunch. So it gets on into the bar, then all the way. That's our boma, where like in the evening we'd set it up. And then we have like one of the guides who will come and give a bit of a talk on Tarangire National Park. And then we also give the guests an opportunity to also exchange ideas on their sightings of the day. So at the boma is where we would actually serve drinks. And at the same time, we have the fire and also serve cocktails. And we also have talks in the evening. That's our small sort of like a library, whereby we have put enough collection of books. You can read so much about Tarangire in the library. It also becomes a nice chill spot where if you feel like you just want to be in a place alone, sit there, enjoy your drink, then the library would be the place to be. That's our swimming pool. And as you can see, we've actually become more smarter than the elephants, in the sense that even the trunk will not even get into the pool. So that's basically the main area of Swala. And now I'll show you one room. This is a room number 5, which works very well for honeymooners. All the rooms have a big open deck, whereby during the day you'll sit there. We put 2 comfortable couches on the deck. So you'll sit there and you're able to enjoy what's going on in the park. And we find that more often than not, clients don't want to go on an afternoon game drive. They just want to chill here because there's a lot that happens in the area. So at the same time, you find that if we have honeymooners, we definitely set a private deck dinner for them by the deck. And that gives you at least an overview of how the rooms look like. Glass doors at the front, and then you can literally open them up. Then you have a beautiful view of the deck and the park. Then that's into the entrance into the shower. You have a reading desk over there. That's the main shower. Then you get into that's the place, the outside shower, whereby you just need to make your request and there'll be an elephant there coming to scrub your back from the wall. So that's Swala, all the rooms. So typically all the rooms, all the 12 rooms looks like this. Unfortunately, we don't have a family unit. So all the 12 rooms, the much we can do is to add an extra bed for a triple. We don't have an extra, we don't have a family unit. So then we currently have 2 types of rates, game package and full board. So we also do pick up from Kuro airstrip. So literally about 45 minutes again from the camp to Kuro, but all dependent on what you get to see along the way, because at times it can actually be like even an hour, depending with the activities that you see along the way. So we do pick up for all our package clients and even full board. In case your driver is late and will not make it to pick up the clients from the airstrip, we can actually pick them up. We take them to the camp and wait for the driver to come back maybe later in the day to conduct the game drives. So we pick up from Kuro airstrip, and then again for driving clients from Arusha all the way to the camp, it would take maybe 3 to 4 hours. Again, it depends because we completely have no control. Like I said, at times you'll get stuck. You'll get the traffic of elephants. So you're stuck there trying to move, and then the elephants, you really must give them way. So it depends. But we also get clients driving again from Arusha all the way to Tarangire. And we currently have offers that are running. So from October all the way to 21st of December, we have the book 3 nights, but only pay for 2. So that is happening, and it will also be applicable in 2025. And in case you haven't received your 2025 rates, we just issued them not long ago. So I'm sure, Lisa, you have them and you've already distributed them. And just like everybody else in Tarangire, we also suffer tsetse flies. And at times it's actually, we find it like it's a way. Like how else are you going to remember you're in Tarangire National Park? But yeah, tsetse flies are there. But we have found a way of giving clients a repellent. We also do provide a fly whisk in the vehicle so that you can use it during your game drives. But that alone cannot affect game drives in Tarangire. So we still thrive amidst all that. Yeah, and that's about all, unless anyone has a question about Swala. Anyone with a question?
No, it seems like everyone's really happy. Lots of hearts. Thank you. Purity, you there? Thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Cool. So I hope everyone has learned a lot today, and I really want to thank everyone for their valued time. It's an hour's training. That was great, and thank you to the 4 suppliers that logged on and imparted their amazing knowledge. So we just wanted Lynn, our GM, she's just going to say a few words, and on behalf of African Safari Excellence, thank you everyone for joining.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. I really want to extend a very heartfelt thank you to not only our suppliers, but also our agents, whether you are returning or joining for the first time. Very welcome. It's really been a great pleasure to have you all with us today. And again, thank you to Eddie, James, Melissa, Purity. Thank you guys so much. And it's really important and valuable for us to have such amazing partners that we feel so comfortable with when we are creating journeys for our agents. So thank you for that amazing relationship. And just touching on Namali and Lamala, I was actually there with a couple of the agents that are on the call this evening or this afternoon. We were there end of last year, and it was just incredible. I mean, the people, the views. Tarangire, actually, out of our entire Tanzania trip, Tarangire stood out for me. So not only the animals, but the people at the lodges and just the landscape was just phenomenal. So guys, yeah, I mean, at African Safari Excellence, most of you know us well already. You know our commitment. We are really committed to empowering you all with the knowledge and the tools that you need to be able to create these unforgettable journeys. And today's focus on the Tarangire National Park hopefully has given you some deeper insights into this incredible destination, and it really is worth putting it into your itineraries. And actually on that, I'm very excited to announce that we will be hosting another trip to Tanzania starting on the 30th of November to the 6th of December, and that will include the Tarangire National Park. So that's actually fantastic. You've just had your training. So if you're interested, please let me know. Formal invites will go out in the next day or two, but we would love to host you. We would love to take you there, go and experience it, see what everybody's talking about and why it's such a fantastic destination. And then please, guys, remember, we are here for you. We're your partners. We're here to support you, not only with the booking of your itineraries. Lisa's got all of our rates. Everything's in. So it's a one-stop, easy. We've got the knowledge. You've met some of our team members. So reach out. We're here to help you quote, but we're also here to help you guide you. And, you know, if there's any further product information you need, let us know. We are in this with you. We're your partners. So reach out. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at our next webinar on the 26th of September, where we will focus a bit more on the Ngorongoro crater. It was lovely to have you all.
Thank you so much. Asante sana.
Thank you very much for everything.
Thank
Thanks
you
so much,
all.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Asante. Bye-bye. See you soon. Bye.